Okay, let's do this. Let's do this stream. Okay, so who's here? Let's go. Who's here? Hello. How's it going? So who's in the chat? I don't know why people go from liking my stream and unliking my stream. If you don't like my stream, just don't click the like button to begin with. Like, what the heck? You don't like my stream, don't click the like button to begin with. You go from liking it to unliking it. You don't like the stream, just don't click the like button. Just click the dislike button. Holy smoke. Okay. Anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat can write something. I have noticed that I am not able to see my chat replay after I finish my live stream. I don't know, for whatever ridiculous reason. I cannot see my chat replay. I don't know what the heck is going on. So, can somebody write in the chat to see if I can see your chat? So I can see your chat. Okay, no one is writing anything. I don't know why. 1 second, let me go check something. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check something. Okay, okay. From New Zealand morning. Okay, so hello, Mara White. I thought my chat was closed, so I was going to make sure my chat was open. Hello, Vyoka. How's it going? Okay, no problem. Mara White. Hello, Delaney. Today the Spurs is playing against the Timberwolves. I don't even know if I really want to watch this game. Yeah, I'm doing fine, Delaney. Felix from Stray Kids, okay. I don't really watch Stray Kid, Brianna Gonzalez. I am not familiar with that TV series. What up? I am the milk, mini milk. So it's a K-pop group, okay. No problem, Brian Gonzalez. But I am not familiar with that. I am not familiar with this series. Yeah, one of my favorite songs is my favorite movie is I have a lot of favorite movie, but if I have to choose, I will probably say Havenhurst. That was my favorite movie. That's like a horror movie that came out in 2016. It was called Havenhurst. Um, Delaney. Okay, so what I wanted to say is I don't think Trump is intentionally hurting the economy. People on the left like to say Trump is intentionally hurting the economy. I don't think he's intentionally hurting the economy. He just want to make his plan work. Like when he ran on tariff, when he when he do tariffs, a lot of people say his tariff does not work because it rises the price of goods. But he's on purposely hurting the economy because he wants his plan to work. When he don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon, he wants to make sure that the economy still does well while they don't have any nuclear weapon. You know what? Let me retract what I have to say. So what I'm saying is he's not purposely increasing the price of good because he wants the poor or the people in the middle class not to succeed. He just has a plan and he wants his plan to work. Okay, so what else? So Trump is unintentionally um, hurting the economy because he wants his plan to work, such as he wants his tariff to work and he wants to do everything he can to not let Iran have a nuclear weapon. I don't know if his idea came to fruition because a few days ago he said that he was going to. to pause the price. He was going to pause the price of gas, so it's going to make gas prices so people can get gas for free. That's what he said a few days ago. There was like an article from Newsmax where he said that he will suspend people going to the gas station and have to pay for it. He's going to make it free for them, which is a brilliant move. Because people need to stop having their noses so far up Democrats' politician butts. Trump is unintentionally hurting the economy. When he runs in when he does tariffs, he wants to try to make his plan work. It might rise the prices of good, but he's the president. He decide which policy he wants to enact. If he wants to do tariffs, he does. He can do tariffs. If he does not want Iran to have a nuclear weapon and he does not like the deal, he can reject it. And I just hope I think things are going to turn around. I think things are going to turn around, and the economy is going to be thriving. I also honestly think Trump was better on his first term than his second term. Hello, Sarah. How's it going? Trump was better in his first term than his second term because in his first term he did not do all these trade war that tanked the economy. The economy was great from 2017 to 2020, even with COVID. Now, the economy was not as good um, in 2017 than it was in 2020, but they were recovering pretty well. Now we fast forward to 2026. The stock market might be good, but the cost of living is not good because of this conflict in the Middle East. I don't know what you mean, Sarah. Trump likes to make things work, and he's very determined. Okay, tea is cooler. Okay, he's very determined on what he wants to accomplish. If he wants to not let Iran have a nuclear weapon, he's not going to let Iran have a nuclear weapon. But to say that Trump only cares about the rich, I think that's just bull crap. Because I talked about it in my live stream that I did like a few days ago. I went through the Trump archives and I saw that middle class wages increased by 6,000. People from the middle class are not people from the top 1%. There's a waitress who is benefiting off Trump no tax on tips policy. She got like $5,000 in tax refund. Waitress in the United States make about $35,000. Hello, Michael Ramirez. How you doing? Okay, you can tell me your joke. Michael Ramirez. What joke do you got? Tell me your joke, Michael. I was sitting in the front seat and my mom was complaining because she was sitting in the back. Then I said, then you said what? Come on, Michael. Then you said what? Come on. I guess not, Robbie. Bridges didn't fight hard enough. Okay. My goodness. But man, bye bye. Okay, bye, Michael. Hello, Baya Ramos. How you doing? So, like I was saying, liberals, progressive, they need to get in their head that Trump is unintentionally hurting the economy. He's unintentionally hurting the economy because he's someone who's very stubborn. When he has a goal, he wants to achieve that goal no matter what. If he does not want Iran to have a he does not want Iran to have a nuke, he's going to do everything that he can, so Iran does not have a nuke. And if he does not like Iran deal, he can reject it, so they can come up with a better deal. Now, in regards to tariffs, that was his choice to run on tariffs. The experts say that it will make the economy worse, but Trump will do anything he can to make it work because that's what he ran on. And the thing that really annoys me about Trump, he makes it so hard to dunk on a lot of these liberals. That's what annoys me about him. Let's just say he never ran on tariffs, and let's just say that he kept everything simple just like his first term, where he passed his 2017 tax bill. It would be so much easier to dunk on a lot of these progressives. I think I can dunk on a lot of these progressives when it comes to his economic accomplishment. I remember in the whole debates, Brian Tyler Cohen said something like, the economy is only great during a Democratic administration. And I remember when I watched Brian Tyler Cohen back in 2019 to 2020, he said, if I was debating Brian Tyler Cohen and if he brought up COVID, the only way I would shut down his argument, I would say something like, during the pandemic, the Trump administration recovered 11 million jobs. And on October 2020, over 50% of Americans said they were better off during his administration. And that shut down that lie that the economy is only great during a Democrat administration. He wants to bring up Trump lost more jobs than any president. I will bring up the fact that over 50% of Americans said they were better off during a deadly pandemic. That's how you shut down these progressive talking points. Okay, today I decided not to watch the Spurs versus the Timberwolves. I prefer watching the Cavs versus the Piston. Tomorrow I'm going to be watching the Cavs versus the Piston. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to close out the Piston at home tomorrow. And they're going to punch their ticket until the Eastern Conference Final. Do y'all have anything to say in the chat? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Do y'all have anything to say? Baya Ramos. Okay. You say hey. Okay. Okay, whatever. So no one is in the chat. Whoa. I'll be right back. You know what? Look at the view. Look at the view. Y'all see how big this is? My name is Russell Stover. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The, the Trump administration are going to go down in history as one of the greatest administration. There's no administration greater than them. If I were to ask any progressive which one was the best administration of their lifetime, a lot of them will be biased. They will be biased towards Democrats because there's no objectivity within the Democratic parties. They are nothing more than a bunch of butt kissers. Kyle Kulinsky used to be decent. One of the take that I always disliked about Kyle Kulinsky is when he say Trump raises taxes on the poor or the middle class, which is false because during Trump's first term, Middle class income rose by 6,000. The average working family of four got $5,000 in tax break. Poverty hit 50-year low. And then in this term, there are people in the middle class who are benefiting off Trump no tax on tips policy. And an example of that was a waitress back in March 12th. If he stopped having his noses so far up these Democratic politicians' butts, he will realize that, yeah, Trump policy don't only benefit the top 1%. It benefits everybody. Now, Trump is unintentionally rising the cost of goods with this conflict in the Middle East. He unintentionally rose the cost of good with his tariffs because experts said his tariff will make the inflation, will worsen inflation, but Trump insists on making it work. Okay, what else do I have? Man, I like my haircuts. I feel good about it. Okay, so you cannot be afraid of Nick Fuentes and Kyle Kulinsky. What annoys me about Ben Shapiro, he's equally afraid of Nick Fuentes and Kyle Kulinsky. You cannot be afraid of Nick Fuentes and Kyle Kulinsky. You can only be afraid of one or the other. Charlie Kirk was not a fan. Charlie Kirk was not a fan of Nick Fuentes, but he debated Kyle Kulinsky back in Politicon in 2018. Ben Shapiro is afraid of Nick Fuentes and Kyle Kulinsky equally. That's what annoys me about him. How come Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles are not afraid of Kyle Kulinsky, but he's afraid of Kyle Kulinsky? That makes no sense. Charlie Kirk even debated Kyle Kulinsky. I think I can dunk on Kyle Kulinsky. If I go, I can dunk on Kyle Kulinsky, but I'm a nobody. I'm just a random individual with over 200 subscribers. While Kyle Kulinsky has 2 million subscribers on YouTube. But if I were to debate him, I can easily dunk on him. when it comes to Trump domestic accomplishments and the economy. Now, during this second term, I cannot defend him because he's the one that wanted to do all this tariff and all this other thing. So, and that's what annoys me about him. Because it's easy to dunk on them on debates. It's easy to dunk on people like Kyle Kulinsky in debates. For me, maybe not for Ben Shapiro. That's why you avoid debating him. Ben, I have a nickname for Ben Shapiro. My nickname for Ben Shapiro is Ben. I'm afraid of Nicholas Kulinsky Shapiro. Nicholas Kulinsky is Nick Fuentes' first name, and Kulinsky is Kyle Kulinsky last name. So I combined the two. Nick Kulinsky. I'm just rambling. Okay, I think I'm just going to end the stream in 2 minutes. Just wanted to do a little bit of chit chat. I got 0 viewers now, but 0 viewers don't really affect me because I'm built different. Whether you go from liking my stream to unliking my stream, it's whatever. Okay, I'm going to end the stream in 1 minute. You okay? Okay, see ya.